finally started to get in a groove to get this lady happy. So right now, no.
Well, we're going to do a video for you guys today. We're going to talk about Dahlia, we're going to talk about the calves, and I'm going to talk about our geese and our duck. Technically we have ducks, but Roy, the duck, has kind of integrated himself in with the geese. So let's talk about that. Almost knocked Daddy over. Just bending down to pick her up, and I almost fell over holding the camera. You okay, little one? You okay? Yeah, I'll help you pick it up. It's okay. So, if it's really windy, I apologize. I'll do my best to make this not a shaky video because of the wind. And hopefully the mic won't be too bad. But we've got our birds behind us. These are our meat birds. And one of the cool things is we've been using our goose, which we did a naming contest. We came up with the 3 names. We had people vote on it, and I have yet to announce it because I have been lazy the last week. But I'll get to that here in a second. Yeah, up please. All right, ready? Ugh. We have had gorgeous weather yesterday and today. It finally hit 80 degrees. It's beautiful out. But one of the things we ended up doing is we put in our female goose back with our male goose. And of course Roy had to come because he's a part of the flock. You wanna go get mommy? Go get her. Apparently the pigs are having a conniption here, but Dahlia, bless her heart, she knows it's milking time.
I said she watched me go into the barn to put the buckets down and come out this way, and she's looking at me like, where you going? Wrong direction. This is my new trick. I discovered, almost by accident, a trick to get the calves in. So we used to have to like chase them around the yard. The trick is the curiosity of a Jersey cow. I come in the barn and I wait for them to come to me. They don't hear me, I walk so they can see me, and then I walk out of sight. They come in and figure out what I'm trying to do. And if I can only get one in, and I shut the barn door and lock that one in, the other one will come to figure out what's going on. Do you see her little udder hanging off the back of her? Alright. Can I go get Dahlia for me? Hi, girlie. She's like running. Hi, girlie. Try not to give her grain to get her into the stanchion, but every once in a while I'll give her a tiny bit. Then I open the other barn door.
Beautiful color on her.
So she's much cleaner now than we got her too. She finally got the mud off her. She lost her winter coat. So thought the next video we'd be doing of the cows would be one of machine milking. But lo and behold, there's no machine in the barn tonight. So, okay, not with the tail. No! Hey, stop it. No. I'm gonna kick Drew out of the barn here. So, we machine milked for about 3 or 4 days and it was going beautifully. And then Dahlia freaked out and would not let me near her with it. And we had one really, really bad week of milking. like just trying to hand milk. And I spent the entire week searching every Instagram account, every YouTube video, every blog I could find to help me figure out what to do with the kicking cow and how to train a heifer. I probably tried like 7 to 10 different methods to keep her from kicking. Each one just irritated her more. But we finally started to get in a groove to get this lady happy. So right now, no, don't do that. Good. No, 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 keep it down. Good. Okay. So as soon as she kicks the first time, she gets the rope. Usually we get through a little bit of milking before she kicks. I might have to make you go inside. She is in a mood tonight. Stop it. Ready to grab the rope. Anyways, she and I are starting to come to an understanding of milking time. Some days are better than others. But right now, we are currently milking Dahlia by hand twice a day and letting the calves nurse after each milking time and keeping them separate the rest of the day. That does not feel tight enough. You gonna be good for me? Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. No, no, keep it on the ground. No. Good girl. Good girl. We have some good days, some bad days. Today maybe not so good because I've got people in the camera and whatnot.
So you can kind of see the screen a bit.
Okay. She's already a little testy right now. She doesn't seem to be a fan of any change, including letting anyone else in the barn with me. Good girl. But her sores have been healing up nicely. Hey, hey, hey. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good. Yeah. No. Good. No. Keep it on the ground. No. Bad cow. I feel like we're going to go through all the buckets in the first 5 minutes. Put your foot back. Thank you. Wash my hands now. All right. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Much as I'd love to have milk for the house, the point is to get her milked. And the point is that I milk her and she learns to cooperate. Even if she kicks over all my buckets and I milk on the ground, the point is that in the end, I've milked her and she's learned to sit. Or stand, I guess. Good girl. Good. No, no. Keep it on the ground. No, no, none of that. Move your foot. Okay. Not sure what's going to be in frame. When she gets to the point that she's just not stopping kicking, we then milk like this. No! No. Good girl. No, no. Keep it on the ground. Good girl. Good cow. Nope. Nope. No. Sometimes I can just put my hand on her hip. Good girl. Good girl. No, no, keep it on the ground. No kick. Good girl. Good cow. No, 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 no kick. Good girl. Good. No. Cows are herd animals, and Dahlia needs to know that I am boss cow in this situation. So leaning up against her like that shows her that I'm in charge. It exerts my authority, and it's calming to her. And when she starts getting out of hand, this is the best way to assert my authority and to help calm her down. Nope. Now, obviously, this is not going as well as I expected. She has her moody days. Some days she lets me milk her better than others. But this is even better than last week, where I'd milk for 2 minutes and she'd kick constantly, like wouldn't even stop kicking. She's responding and stopping and letting me milk a little. Then she kicks again, which granted is very discouraging. But she's responding to my correction, even if I have to correct her a lot. Good girl. Nope. Good cow. Good girl. Good girl. I like to put my hand on her udder and give her a second to relax, to know what I'm doing instead of just grabbing her teat. Good girl. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be close to getting her milked out. But she's standing for me to milk her. And this is one of the big reasons why we decided not to wean the calves, among other reasons. Good girl. Now she stopped kicking. I milked her for a few minutes. This is kind of what I'm looking for. Granted, I would love to have milked out a lot more. But the point is to slowly get her to trust me more, to not make milking a miserable experience. I know she'll nurse the calves. I know they'll get her milked out completely. So there's no milk and there's no chance for an infection. But I can't stress out the cow. I can't stress out myself. So we're going to end it on a good note. This was one of the harder days, honestly. Usually, I can at least get maybe a half gallon of milk for the house. On a good day, I'll get a gallon of milk for the house. Right now, I'm really only milking out her front teats. I milk a little bit on the back just for her to get used to it, but one, she won't stand still long enough. And two, those back teats are so tiny and my muscles haven't straightened it up. So I've decided to try to milk out the front ones as much as I can, back ones some, and at least get her in the practice of doing so. Getting her to stand for me. I'm going to give her some grain. I give her grain after she stands still for milking. And by still, I mean she stopped kicking me at the end, basically, even though she didn't stand still. So I found out that keeping the calves on her longer will help stretch out those back teats a little bit. Maybe not as long as the front ones, but that'll help stretch them out a little bit. So I'm hopeful if I keep milking out the front ones, do the back ones as I'm able to, letting the calves nurse, maybe by her next lactation cycle, I'll be able to milk her out completely. Ideally, we don't want a calf share long term. Like for this cycle, I think we will until her next calf. It just makes the most sense. She's basically raising 2 calves for us. We're not buying milk replacer. If I'm not getting a ton of milk in the house every day, I mean, I want some milk. I'd love to be getting a couple gallons a day, but she's feeding the calves for us, and we're training her still. In future, I don't think I want to keep a calf on her very long, because we would like the cream, and she likes to save the cream for her babies, which I understand. So right now it's just about training, and I think honestly, this whole lactation cycle might just be about training. I'm sure the next 4 months are going to just be about training her, getting her comfortable with us, comfortable with being milked. Should I move that stool out of your way, Lovey? So we're just going to take it one day at a time. We had all these plans to separate the calves, switch to machine milking twice a day, and that's not going to happen. So we're just going to take it a step at a time. As soon as she's done with her grain here, I'm going to lock all the cows up in this in between the two stalls, basically. Let the calves nurse. I give them about 30 minutes. As soon as the calves are done nursing, I separate the calves back in their small stall, and I let Dahlia, I open the barn door and I let her in this smaller pasture where the calves are during the day, and she can also get back in the barn and be adjacent to her calves. And I found that it makes her pretty happy, and she's so much cleaner during milking time if she has a little space to roam. All right, girl, let's move this camera.